Anyways, yeah, what did the Skaven got for us?
Now it's somewhat interesting army, I'll say. At least I'm a bit surprised by its units. And anyway, so we'll go over the army. We have 4 Skaven slave with spears. Perhaps the most standard part of this army. Now to back them up, we have some we'll go over the mid-tier infantry. We have the Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers, the Arwar Clan Rats with shields. Now the elites, we have 3 Plague Monk Sensor Bearers, one of them being the Arwar, Blight Scabs, Plague Pack. For that immune to Psych and an AoE. Now for the skirmish contingent, we have 2 Gutter Runners with poison, 1 on either flank.
Ooh.
We have a single Warplock Giselle, and we have a Warp Lightning Cannon. Now for the leadership, we have a Warplock Engineer. He has a Warpstone Armor and just Howling Warp Gale as his. We also have an Assassin with the full kit. It's like he has all the goodies. Skaven Brew, Assassin's Trophy, as well as Rival High Talisman, some massive debuffs and buffs on the Assassin there. And for the Lord, of course, running with his Plague Monks, we have Skrulk, Lord Skrulk. He has Lieber, Rod of Corruption, Stand Your Ground, Pestilent Birth, Vermintide, and Wither. Interesting to see Wither here. And Aura of Pestilence. So he has the 2 summons and the armor debuff, and that rounds out the Skaven army.
Yeah, he's also got Bless with Filth on there too.
Does he have Bless with Filth?
Yeah, he does. Got the poison spell too, so he's got a lot of interesting buffs on him.
Oh yeah, wow, yeah, of course, yeah. I was thinking he had Bless with Filth, but I think I scrolled over it to the Aura of Pestilence, which you also have. He has the Aura of Pestilence, and of course the Plague Rash.
May I drop a single message?
Yes.
Soothsayer won with Arkan. Arkan is out.
Thank you for letting us know. I'm sorry we missed that battle, but way to go, Soothsayer. Telling me he's rusty and then still defeating perhaps the best challenger he had in the tournament. So yeah, great news.
And tutorial asks us if he can be next after that, considering that he's super late right now.
Yeah, definitely. Because is he in his best of 3 now too?
Yes.
All right, cool. We will go to that right after this. All right, thank you for the updates, Toto. And now taking a look at the Dark Elf army here, we're going to see a very big front line consisting of alternating Dread Spears and Bleak Swords. It appears there's 5 of each. So a lot of chaff here to help deal with the Skaven. They all have Silver Shields too, which will help against the Skirmishers. He's got some Sisters of Singing Doom in the back line, along with a unit of Shades to support, and then a Manticore up in the air, a Feral Manticore, 2 of them to be precise, so 1 on either flank for those nice terror charges. He's going to have for leadership a Sorceress of Death on foot with Spirit Leech, as well as the Darkstar Cloak and the Life Leeching. And then we are going to have Malekith over here on top of his Cold One. Going to have Gaze of Malice, Stand Your Ground, Soul Stealer, and that is it. So very big Dark Elf army. Only going to be a few models behind the Skaven in terms of model count. So clearly trying to go with a big army here to counter the possibility for overwhelming Skaven numbers. But I have to say, with these Plague Monk Sensor Bearers on the field, they're going to have their work cut out for them. I mean, Plague Monk Sensor Bearers are probably going to be able to make quick work of a lot of that Dark Elf infantry. And with the Blight Scabs Plague Pack on the field, they do have that Demagoguery, which, as you pointed out, Romulan, is going to really prevent terror routes from those Feral Manticores.
Yes, absolutely, and we'll see. Maybe the Manticores get a nice jump on the flank here, but yeah, it's interesting. It seems like this is a case of both armies kind of gaming one another, preparing for a build that just isn't really there. So we don't have too many big targets, really much cav at all from the Dark Elf.
Yeah.
We have a mass of cheap infantry to just overwhelm the lines and to try to, spread the love, spread the damage across the field. And now the Skaven in turn has brought elite infantry to just buzzsaw all this chaff. But yeah, we'll see. This is a very interesting couple of builds we're seeing, and very curious to see how this frontline engagement goes. I mean, does Skaven get a couple good jumps so they could just really have a nice advantage? Oh, look at this, Feral Manticore. already
Ooh.
rampaging. It's being torn apart by these gutter runners. These gutter runners. Uh-oh, but Harpy's coming in.
Harpies are
Backline blitz is about to hit.
and the Dark Riders with shields are diving in on top of those gutter runners with poison too. Skaven slaves coming out to help, but yeah, Dark Elf's doing a good job shutting down that ranged firepower now. Uh-oh, and
Yeah,
now,
this could be huge.
Yeah, the front lines look like they're about to get engaged with each other now too, and the Dark Elves have done a good job of preventing too much range damage from coming in on top of them.
Indeed, and as well, the plague monks are all, occupied in the back lines. All the good infantry is, well, we have one in the front line, but for the most part, the chaff is being buzzsawed, and we'll see this could be really bad. Because if the chaff is dealt with and these elites are quickly overwhelmed, it could be really looking bad for the Skaven in a hurry.
Yeah, I completely agree, but I mean, they have cleaned up those Harpies, and it looks like the Plague Monk Sensor Bearers are turning their attentions to the front lines, and we'll see what happens from there, because, I mean, the Skaven infantry really will do well in this combat, especially with all their leadership supporting them with those summons and the AoE damage from Skrulk and from the Warlock Engineer. But yeah, right now, some really good work being done by the Dark Elves on that approach.
And just so much range dealt with, and still these Manticores are flying around, spreading their terror, and White Scab is only on one flank, so there's still an entire flank that is very much exposed. But we'll see. This Warlock Engineer is wearing down a big blob here. And, yeah, the Sisters of the Singing Doom are just about dealt with.
Yeah, and I mean, looking like Malekith was taking some damage too, but the Assassin has changed its target from Malekith for some reason. I thought he would stay on top of it. Now Malekith's getting a nice rear charge on top of that Assassin. And oh my goodness, looks like, I don't even know what that was. Anyways, I won't dwell on it.
Oh, Skrulk was just rampage though for a moment, and he's not doing so well. He's below half health.
Oh,
and it seems like Malekith or any of these. This is quite a bit though. Lord Skrulk is very low on health. We see these Manticores. One's rampaging, one is routing off the field. And it's still the balance of power is steady.
Dead even indeed, because I mean, like, even though Skrulk is taking a lot of damage, he's about to take care of this entire blob of infantry. Over on the other flank, you know, yeah, I mean, it looks like the balance of power is starting to go to the Dark Elf way a bit, and I have to say, I agree with the balance of power here. I just feel like the Dark Elves have really gotten their hands in the cookie jar, and the Skaven are running out of their elite infantry right now. All of the Plague Monk Sensor Bearers are below half health at this point in the battle. And there's still quite a lot of Dark Elf chaff on the field.
Yeah, and something I should have mentioned prior with this AP from the Plague Monks essentially just wasted with all this chaff.
Yeah.
Storm Vermin would have definitely dealt better in this situation, or yeah, it's impossible to tell prior, as you may have been worried about some more elites, but yeah, it just seems like Dark Elves have the mobility on the field, the range is just about all dealt with, and yeah, the ROR Plague Monk Sensor Bearer is routing off the field.
Oh, wow. That's a huge, huge loss for the Skaven, and balance of power is just slipping further and further away from them right now. Can't count the Skaven out just yet, though, as they still have all three of their leadership units on the field. They are taking care of the Feral Manticores, it would seem. But, yeah, at this point in the battle, it's going to be uphill climb for the Skaven, I think.
Oh, here we go. It's a Soul Stealer, and that should just about seal it.
Oh, yeah. Soul Stealer be doing so much work, and it's on top of all three of the Skaven leadership units. So the Assassin's going to die, and Skrulk is... Yeah, that's huge. Damn, looks like Xiphos is going to be taking this in a 2-0 fashion, unless Crabling can really pull something out of a hat, because at this point in the battle, I'm just not seeing too many Skaven tools left on the field. Yeah,
it seems absolutely change there, just moments away here, and just a few really good plays by the Dark Elf. The backline blitz with the Harpies, timed with the Dark Riders. Just 4 units, so much pressure, getting in the back line, getting rear charges, and it forced the elite Skaven infantry into the back line when it needed to be crumping some of the Dark Elf, which is going to be tough to deal with so much chaff. Since the Sensor Bearers don't have any armor, they're going to take some damage from them. Where, you know, Stormburn might have been a little bit better, but it's possible to tell prior. And then, of course, the Shades sniped the Warlock Giselle.
I
That
was
a big
about to
snipe as
say
well.
the Shades have actually been so important in this battle, and only one unit of them, but they just did so well, and you know they should be able to make quick work of these Skaven slave spears as well. But yeah, the slaves taking down the Warlock Engineer and Skrulk with so much damage is, in my opinion, like what a good utility unit. Just having one of them kind of seems like weird, but he still used them to great effect, and I think we're just seeing a showcase of Xiphos really using all of his utility units to the best of their possibility.
Yeah, very good elf player and a very nice Dark Elf army, and yeah, just another tool in the kit with the Shades here, and used to great effect.
Yeah.
This is the power of, you know, dynamic armies, just rosters in general, which employ a variety of tools to seek the advantage. And, I will say, I think this Skaven army, I mean, Rat Ogres are almost an essential part of every Skaven army.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go without them, depending on whatever strategy you're trying to employ. But I do feel, you know, a couple Rat Ogres would have been massive to help fend off those backline units, and yeah, just keep that that Skaven firepower online.
Yeah. And I couldn't agree more. I think Rat Ogres are just like a staple of every Skaven army that just really makes sense in 9 out of 10 scenarios. The mass is so invaluable to help protect the Skaven infantry. You use the Skaven slave spears to, you know, meat shield for the Rat Ogres, and you can get so much work done. And in spite of some good kills by the Plague Mount Sensor Bearers, I just think 3 of them is more than I would ever take. They're pretty expensive for infantry.
Yeah, I think there are a few matchups where they can shine. I'm not sure I would say this is necessarily the best matchup for them. And like I said, you know, a few Storm Vermin would have been better suited here, but, you know, maybe he was worried about some elites, you know, just crashing through his lines. Maybe he wanted something to kill Sisters of Slaughter. Maybe that was his big concern, but
Yeah.
regardless, I think it was just, you know, came down to the play on the field. But yeah, Rat Ogres are kind of your slayers, and in many matchups you just need them. Keep that back line in good condition. But a great series.